light. It's the podcast that feels just right. It's the Imagine More podcast.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Imagine More podcast, where we shine a light on the people, businesses, nonprofits, entrepreneurs, and community leaders who make Moore County such an incredible place to live. You know, life has a way of reminding us that none of us can do it alone. Sometimes all it takes is one unexpected medical bill, the loss of a job, a broken down car, or another unforeseen challenge to turn life upside down. During those moments, having a community that cares can make all the difference. Today, we're talking about one of those organizations that quietly works behind the scenes every single day to make sure our neighbors don't have to face those challenges alone. The Sandhills Coalition has been serving Moore County for nearly 40 years by providing food, emergency financial assistance, clothing, household essentials, and perhaps most importantly, hope. But today they're doing even more. They're helping people move beyond simply surviving toward building stable, thriving lives. Joining me today is Amanda Tutt, Director of Strategic Development for the Sandhills Coalition. Amanda, welcome to the Imagine More podcast.
It's a pleasure to be here, Rose. Thank you so much for having me.
You and your family spent many years moving around the world as part of your husband's Air Force career before finally settling in Moore County. Tell us a little bit about that journey and what made Moore County feel like home.
Yes, my husband and I spent 22 years traveling for the Air Force.
Really? 22 years?
Yes, he recently retired in 22 years on June 28th.
Wow.
We spent much of that time overseas. We lived in England, Hawaii. We went back to England. We lived in Japan, and we spent our COVID era in Tucson.
Really?
Yeah. The thing that's unique about overseas assignments is that they always come with an expiration date.
That's true.
You know the date that you'll leave before you ever make it to that country.
Yeah.
You know you have 2 or 3 or 4 years to build a community and leave that community before you know where you're going to live or where your kids are going to go to school.
Absolutely true, Amanda.
What made Moore County different for us was the fact that the assignment was open-ended. COVID was going to hit 20 years at the midpoint of this assignment, which made him retirement eligible. For the first time, that meant that our family was going to make the decision on what we were going to do next.
Right.
We could choose to stay in the military and leave Moore County.
Yeah.
Or we could stay and make this our permanent home. Moore County made it an easy decision.
Yeah.
We built a community in the 4 years we've been here. I can't walk down Broad Street without running into someone I know or walking into a business where I know that business owner.
Nice.
We've been lucky to be surrounded by men and women who are also working to make Moore County better than they found it.
Right.
I can't imagine a better community to be part of.
Yeah. So now Cody retired then after 22 years, and he works with you, does he not?
He does. He recently came on board as our Director of Operations. He was lucky that the DoD, the Department of Defense, offers a transition program for service members. It's changed a bit since he went through it, but it's called Skills Bridge, where you can join the civilian workforce as a volunteer or as an intern. He came on in the end of last year, the end of 2025, and worked for us for about 120 days as a volunteer. He worked directly with Steve, our executive director, bringing a bit of his organizational knowledge from the Air Force into the coalition, and was lucky enough to transition that into a civilian role. And we're lucky to have him.
Oh, yeah. So I was a teacher for Dodia, and I was in Japan, but it was Okinawa.
No, we were in Okinawa.
Were you really?
Yes, we were lucky enough when we went to... I went to that luncheon, and you spoke about your time in Okinawa, and that's where we were.
Oh, okay. And do you have kids?
We have 4 kids.
4 kids.
Yeah. So we have, our oldest is 19. She's going to App State next month.
Nice.
We have a rising junior at Union Pines. We have a rising 8th grader at New Century, and then our youngest, Lincoln, is going to be a 2nd grader at Carthage Elementary.
Oh, goodness. So what do they think about staying here?
They've really made it their home as well. For a minute, we had an assignment to Korea. Everyone was on board to go. And then we started really sitting down to think about it. And the timeline just didn't work for us anymore.
Right.
That, our eldest would have had to come back to the States and go to college on her own.
Yeah, that's
Our
tough.
kids may have finished high school there, but would have had to transition when they came back.
Yeah.
Building a home and that foundation it came at the right time for us.
Yeah. It was meant to be.
I would think so.
So you began your work at the Sandhills Coalition serving clients directly before moving into strategic development, which you're fabulous at, by the way.
Thank you.
So how did working one-on-one with families shape the way you lead today?
I don't think I could do my job nearly as well if I hadn't first worked in client services. Working face-to-face with clients every day made me truly aware of the need in our community.
Yeah.
It's easy to look around Moore County and imagine that everyone shares the same experience, but that wouldn't be correct.
No, not at all.
I was not aware of the limits of SNAP benefits before working in client services. Did you know that you can't buy diapers or incontinence supplies with SNAP?
I did not know that.
The average monthly cost for incontinence supplies is between $200 and $300.
I know. I used to have to buy that from my mother.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah, if you're a senior living on Social Security, you probably have a monthly income of around $1,250 and a possible SNAP benefit of $250. The person living on that is being forced daily to make the decision between food, utilities, and personal hygiene or their personal dignity.
Right.
Did you know that the Department of Social Services has a crisis intervention program similar to the coalition?
I did not know that.
They do. They offer utilities assistance,
Okay.
but they don't offer water assistance. So if your water is facing disconnection, they can't help with that.
Huh.
Yeah.
So they're very limited then.
We're lucky to have them as a partner, but they are more structured in how they can assist. Their rules are guided by state and federal regulations, while the coalition has more flexibility in what we can do.
Right. I mean, can you imagine? I can't in my life imagine having to make the choice between eating or, paying my utility bill or for my personal dignity, as you
No,
said.
absolutely. It's a real privilege that we see every day to be able to go to the grocery store and fill your heart or to fill your gasoline with a full tank despite the rising costs.
Right.
And that's a privilege that we have somewhat grown immune to because that's the normal for us.
Yeah.
The other thing I wasn't aware of before running client services is how invested the Moore County School social workers are.
Really?
Yes, this is one of my strongest relationships, that these social workers are working to keep the utilities on in their student households.
Yeah.
They're picking up fresh food boxes and delivering them to families living in local hotels.
Wow.
They're requesting shoes for teenagers who've just gotten their first job and they don't have the means to fulfill the uniform requirement. Having served in client services first, I now understand the needs of the community better. I know which organizations are serving which populations, so I can better direct resources that come to us.
Right.
I can see where we need to build or expand our programs, where I need to focus my funding requests.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. That's huge, Amanda. Well, looking back, was there a particular moment or perhaps a family you served that confirmed that this was the work you were meant to do?
I don't know if I have a particular moment or family, but I had an experience with the community. So I was hired as a very part-time client services supervisor. What I wasn't aware of is that the coalition runs a program called Coalition Christmas.
Okay.
And about July, I started getting phone calls about Coalition Christmas, and I had to ask around, what is this?
Yes.
And Steve, the executive director, was like, that's yours. And then I learned it's in a crash course that we offer a Christmas program similar to an angel tree where we match families in need in the community with local sponsors. So we did this last year. We had matched 850 families. That was children under the ages of 18 or seniors over the ages of 65.
Wow.
So we're at the week of Christmas. I think the Monday before Christmas. I think Christmas fell on a Thursday. I found out that a local organization that had taken a large chunk of these, wasn't able to match all of them. So about 3 days before Christmas, I had 31 families unmatched.
Oh, no.
And
that's so many.
It was so many. And at that moment, I was like, I've ruined Christmas for 31 families. What are we going to do? And, lucky Steve we'll take care of him if we have to take care of him. But it is 3 days before Christmas.
Right.
So I sent an email out that evening, or 3 days before Christmas, asking for last minute sponsors.
Really?
People have already shopped. People are out of town. Like, this
Absolutely
is
so.
a huge request at this time. Okay, this was, a 3:00 in the afternoon email. I came in the next morning to 100 emails. 100 emails from people saying, we'll do it. We'll take care of the family. My phone rang off the hook all day. Like, we'll do it. We'll take care of the families.
Wow.
So within 24 hours, we had each of these families matched. So all 850 families got Christmas. It was just an example of how Moore County.
We do come together, don't we?
Show up when you need
we
it.
do
So
show up.
we were incredibly lucky. So this year we've introduced some new structure to the program to ensure that something like that doesn't happen again. But it was incredible to see the outpouring of support.
Wow, that is amazing. I'm so proud of us.
So proud of us, yes.
Well, so I love hearing about people and how they arrive and where they're meant to be. But let's talk a little bit about the coalition. For someone who has heard the name Sandhills Coalition, which I know has been cut down now to Sandhills Coalition. It used to be some big longer name.
It is still legally the Sandhills Moore Coalition for Human Care.
Okay.
But if we are talking about this in shorthand and what you're going to recognize, and I'm going to recognize the Sandhills Coalition.
For someone who has heard the name Sandhills Coalition, but doesn't really know what you do, how would you describe the organization?
I always consider ourselves to be the connection piece.
Yeah.
If you are a resident in need in Moore County, I can either get you the service you need or I can connect you with a person who can. We're very lucky with our community partnerships that we do have that flexibility to find what you need.
Right.
Obviously, we provide, food and financial services as necessary, and we have the resale shop so we can support. But we're really that linchpin, that ability to connect where you need to be.
Okay.
And then with our rebranding, we were so lucky recently to work with Bonnie of Second Pine Design to rebrand that goes along with our 40th anniversary.
Right.
We hit at the beginning of July. If you walk through Southern Pines, you can see Bonnie's work. She really leans into this idea of heritage or legacy.
Okay.
We felt that was incredibly appropriate for the coalition as we're, a 40-year-old organization, and we want to reflect that without appearing dated.
Right. And so what made you decide, let's do this, let's rebrand?
Well, if you go to our website right now, you'll see a very beautiful website.
I did. I went. I saw.
It's lovely. We're very lucky. If you went to our website 6 weeks ago, you would have seen a very outdated website that no longer served the needs of our community. We want to move into this idea that we can help people outside of our normal service hours. We have to be able to provide you with a platform that allows that to happen. So if that is a client who needs services like they're facing a utility disconnection or they need to find out about school shoes for their child or sign up for Coalition Christmas, I want you to be able to do that in one spot.
Right.
I also need to provide a platform for people who want to get involved with us.
Yeah.
So I want to reflect what we're doing and how we are dependent upon community support. So it's important for us to have the platform, for lack of a better word, to move forward with.
Right. So that's so, if it's easy to do, then we're going to do it, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So many people think of the coalition simply as a food pantry or what did you call it? The resale shop, the little boutiques and everything. But that's only one part of the story. Walk us through the different ways you serve families throughout Moore County.
Absolutely. It is easy to think of the coalition as the food pantry or as the resale campus. And when I have someone who walks into the building, that's one of the first things I ask them. How do you know about us? And oftentimes it's, I Googled best place to volunteer in Moore County, which I'm so glad that we pop up on the top of that list. But I then walk you through the building and explain what we are doing.
Yeah.
We are obviously offering food services Monday through Friday. We provide food to the community.
Yes.
We receive food 7 days a week. We are a 7-day-a-week organization. We provide financial services for families experiencing utility disconnection in Moore County. We will also pay for work clothes. If you've gotten a new job and you have a requirement and it is stated in your letter of employment, do you need work boots? Do you need scrubs? Do you need non-slip shoes for a kitchen job or a nursing job? I'll buy that for you. I want you in the workforce. That gives us the best opportunity for that upward mobility and family stability, which is the cornerstone of what the coalition is doing. In addition to that, we do run the annual programs like Shoes for Students and Coalition Christmas. And we currently are working on building out these senior disaster preparedness kits that we were lucky enough to get a grant from AARP to build. So we're going to provide those to 600 seniors in our community.
Oh, goodness.
So we are, again, there is a large umbrella of services that we are providing.
Right.
So it's really that if someone reaches out to me to ask, do you do this? There's a fair chance we do.
Probably so.
And if we don't, I can find you the person who does.
So you can be the resource to stop with or start
Absolutely.
with. I knew about the coalition because of the resale shop. I love to go to the resale shop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are lucky with our resale shop. And a lot of people don't know that the resale shop and us, the coalition, are directly connected, that every dollar generated at the resale shops comes right back into the coalition to support residents of Moore County.
Right.
I always tell people the easiest way to support us is to donate or shop at resale.
Okay.
Yes.
So all of this is on your website now.
All of this is
these
on our
different
website.
ways.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can also find contact information for each of these sections. Resale has their own contact information at resale@sandhillscoalition.org. But again, go to the website.
Go to the
find everything you
website.
need
What's
there.
the link?
It is Sandhills with an S, coalition.org. It is a mouthful.
Sandhillscoalition.org. And we'll put that on the podcast description so
Wonderful.
you can just click right on that. One thing that really stands out to me is the dignity and compassion you show every person who walks through your doors. Why has that become such an important part of your mission?
One thing we remind ourselves every day is that needing help is not a person's identity. It's a moment in their life. Anyone can experience an unexpected crisis, a job loss, an illness, a house fire, or an unexpected bill can quickly put a family in a position they never imagined. When someone comes through our doors, they're often carrying not only financial stress, but also worry, fear, or an embarrassment.
Absolutely, yeah.
We want every person who walks into the Sandhills Coalition to know they're going to be treated with kindness, respect, and dignity. We see the person first, not the circumstance that brought them to us.
Yeah.
I believe that how we help is just as important as what we provide. Food, clothing, and financial assistance meet immediate needs, but treating someone with compassion reminds them that they matter. Sometimes that's just as meaningful as the assistance itself.
That's true.
At the end of the day, we're neighbors serving neighbors, and I think that's what community should look like.
Neighbors serving neighbors. Is there a story that really captures the coalition and your mission that you can tell us?
I think I have one of our volunteers.
Okay.
We have a volunteer. His name is Cody. He's a Army veteran. He delivers senior food boxes to our Carthage senior living community. The Senior Food Box is a program that we run with the Central and Eastern North Carolina Food Bank.
Okay.
We are lucky to be a partner with them. They provide shelf-stable food boxes that go to seniors over the age of 60 who've signed up for the program. They are filled with pantry essentials.
Right.
They're delivered monthly to these handful of residences. Outside of those residences, seniors come to us to pick up these boxes.
Okay.
Cody delivers to these 3 senior living facilities every month.
Okay.
He knows the seniors.
He knows them.
He knows them personally. He recently expressed a desire to take more because he knows when their birthdays are. He knows
really?
these people. Yes, and obviously we were,
Good for him.
we are so lucky to have the community support with food. We can always provide food. We let Cody know that absolutely, if you have someone who's experiencing a birthday, please take this to them. Cody's really just an example of someone who doesn't have to give their time. He chooses to. He has a young family. He still dedicates that Thursday evening once a month to going and making the rounds on these people. He lets us know if someone needs additional support. He
Wow.
reminds them of other programs we do run. He's really, the heart of what the organization is meant to be.
Yeah. And that's all volunteer. He's a volunteer.
He's a volunteer.
Amazing.
We run on volunteers.
Okay. Do you have enough?
Never.
Never?
Never. And, with the additional support, like it allows us to do more. That's always the goal.
Okay.
That if we get more money in the door, more donations to resale, more volunteers, it just lets us do more good.
More good. So I read on your website that you're powered by 64 local churches, along with businesses, volunteers, and community partners. How does that collaboration make your work possible?
You are correct. Coalition was founded in 1986. As I said, we just celebrated our 40th anniversary by a fellowship of churches who wanted to combine their resources.
Okay.
Today, we've evolved from that model where we're no longer just a fellowship of churches. We are a fellowship of community organizations.
Right.
We've grown with the churches to now be a fellowship of community organizations, other nonprofits, community partners. We can't do this alone.
Right.
Community. That's what it always comes back to. As I've said, linking between us and other organizations to find the best fit for a client. We're lucky enough to be able to work with Friend to Friend and Family Promise.
Right.
Family Promise recently brought us a cartload of diapers.
Really?
Yes. We're just so lucky to have those partnerships. One of the newest things we're doing is the More Free Clinic in Southern Pines.
Yes.
The director there, Tony, expressed to us at one point that 80% of his clientele is Spanish speaking.
Yeah.
I sat there for a minute and said, well, 80% of my clientele isn't Spanish speaking.
Really?
So why are people coming into Southern Pines to visit the More Free Clinic and they're not coming to me?
Yeah.
So we sat down and thought about this and how can we ensure that we are serving the population who needs our support?
Right.
Tony is now stocking food boxes at the More Free Clinic.
Is he really?
He is. So we're building those food boxes with our volunteer groups, and we've put in Spanish and English literature in those boxes so the client who needs that box also knows that they can come to us for additional support.
Wow.
But through that, we're able to ensure that we are not, neither us or the More Free Clinic is spreading our resources too thin.
Right.
They do not need to build food boxes because I can build a food box.
Yeah.
So he can support his clients in the way he best can, and I can do this bit.
Right.
There's so much interconnectedness in this that we need to ensure that we are not watering down how effective we are.
Exactly. Yes. Oh, that's amazing. You saw a need, you went for it, and look what happened, Amanda. One thing I really appreciate is that the coalition isn't just helping people through today's crisis. You're also helping them build a better tomorrow. Tell us about that philosophy and why it has become such an important part of your mission.
Meeting immediate needs will always be at the heart of what we do. If someone is hungry, needs clothing for work, or is facing a utility shutoff, those needs can't wait. But after serving this community for more than 40 years, we've also learned that many families don't want to stay in crisis.
No.
They want the opportunity to move forward. We meet people every day who are working hard, raising children, or pursuing an education, but one unexpected expense or one barrier keeps them from getting ahead. Our philosophy is that we have to do both. We have to respond to today's crisis while also helping create a pathway towards greater stability. If we can help someone secure better employment, complete a certification, or overcome a barrier that's been holding them back, we're not just changing one day, we're changing the trajectory of a family's future.
That's right, isn't it? It's the whole thing that we've heard, from the Bible is that, you can give a person a fish or you can teach them how to fish, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And so you're teaching them how to become thriving and how to survive in the world. That's amazing. So I know you've got an exciting initiative that you're developing. It's going to start up soon called StepUp. Tell us about that program and what inspired the idea.
StepUp grew directly from what we've seen in our client services program. For years, we've been helping families through emergencies, but we kept asking ourselves, what happens next?
Yeah.
We realized there was an opportunity to build something that supports people who are ready to take that next step. StepUp begins with our Employment Academy, where participants develop workplace skills, build confidence, and prepare for employment.
Okay, so do they have to is it like coming to, the community college and taking classes, or what's it like?
The first step, that Employment Academy, will be a multi-day event, most likely held over a weekend, where you're
Okay.
going to work with people to develop just those soft skills.
Okay.
Interviewing, filling out applications, building a resume.
Right.
Once you've done that, you either gain or maintain employment,
Yes.
and then you'll be eligible to apply for StepUp.
Okay.
In StepUp, you'll receive continued mentoring, financial coaching, career guidance, and practical support that helps remove barriers to long-term success.
Really? So you get your coach?
Yes.
Life coach?
Essentially, yes. So that is another place where we're going to require volunteers, people who want to invest their
Yeah.
time and energy in helping this person navigate.
Right.
So the goal isn't to create dependence, it's to walk alongside people as they build independence and stability.
Yeah. So do you see often the same family coming over and over and over again?
We do, but that's not the majority of people.
Okay.
If I said, I have this number of families who are repeat clients. I
Right.
also have the family who comes in one time because someone lost a job.
Right.
Or, I always think of, with our community partnerships, Sandhills Community College is another one that we work with very closely. They will occasionally push over students who need resources. I have a client who is working full-time at Food Lion.
Right.
He is going to school full-time at Sandhills. He's 20. He's young.
Yeah.
He's living out of his car. So he's doing all the things.
All that working, going to
Yeah.
college, and still having to live out of school.
Absolutely. He's doing all the things that society says you have to do to get ahead,
Right.
but he can't get ahead. So
Uh-huh.
what do we do to make it just slightly easier for him?
Right.
We see people who are working full time, but they go through seasonal hour changes as
Yeah.
the stores cut back, which
Yeah.
I understand that you're not going to pay for staff you don't need.
Right.
But how can you build a future without a stable, reliable income? Well, what can we do to just make it a little bit easier so you can get ahead? How do you
Right.
walk back from working full time to go to Sandhills if your family is financially dependent on your full time salary?
Yes, exactly.
So that's it. If we're saying that we need to teach people to fish,
Right.
well, how do you fish if you have to work 60 hours a week to support your
Exactly.
family? So we're growing this program, what StepUp will be, and identifying who is the ideal participant in the program.
Right.
We
So
want
not everybody will.
not everyone will
Uh-huh.
qualify. So you're going to have to apply. You're going to go through a process where we evaluate how likely you are to be successful in this program.
Right.
We'd love to be able to expand it where we could help anyone and everyone, but resources are constrained, obviously.
Yes.
But we really want that person who is already trying to help themselves. They
Right.
just need a little help.
Yeah. If StepUp grows exactly as you hope it will over the next 5 years, what impact could it have on families and on Moore County as a whole?
I hope we'll see families who no longer need emergency assistance because they've built a more stable future. That could mean parents earning certificates that lead to better jobs. It could mean families building savings for the first time,
Yeah.
maintaining stable housing, or having reliable transportation that allows them to keep working.
Yeah.
When families become more financially secure, the entire community benefits.
That's very true.
Employers have a stronger workforce, children experience greater stability, local businesses thrive. It's an investment not only in individual families, but in the long-term health of Moore County.
Yeah. And these families that go through or individuals that go through the StepUp program, how likely is it that they come back and volunteer and help?
Absolutely. But the idea is if, we help mom or dad in a family situation, we're actually impacting, a family of 4 or 5.
Right.
That, the investment in one person isn't an investment in one person.
No, it's
an
not.
investment in the trajectory of those kids' lives.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has the possibility to be a real, a drop in the water.
A drop in the water. Yeah. So if someone listening today says, I'd like to help, where do you have the greatest need right now?
The wonderful thing about the Sandhills Coalition is that there are so many ways to
So
make a
many
difference.
ways to help.
There are so many ways. We always
Jump in, guys. Just jump in.
We always need volunteers because they are the reason we're able to serve thousands of families each year. We welcome churches, civics groups, schools, and businesses that want to serve together. Financial gifts are incredibly important because they allow us to respond quickly when a family faces an unexpected crisis.
Yeah.
Donations to our resale shops help fund our programs, and simply shopping with us is another way to support our mission.
Right.
We're also looking to grow a partnership with employers and community organizations as we develop programs like StepUp. Solving complex challenges takes all of us working together.
Right. So what would that look like if I was a business and I wanted to get involved with you?
I think reaching out directly to Steve, our executive director, would probably be the best place to go for that.
Okay.
While I am director of development and pushing information out, he is really the person who's growing that organization. So you can always reach out to him at director@sandhillscoalition.org or feel free to call.
Yeah. And so what might a business do to help?
Being a business who is willing to hire a person who...
There's a way, yeah.
Absolutely. A business who is interested in hiring people who graduate from our employment academy or serving as a mentor to a person who might be going through that process or program. I think that we're really going to be interested in this idea of internships.
Yes.
I know that there is such a market for technical services.
Right.
That's where we're going to look at Sandhills Community College as well, because they have those programs already. So can we support individuals or families as they work through getting a technical certification? And then hopefully we are encouraging people to grow into these jobs that are truly needed, especially in Moore County as we expand.
Absolutely. We need it. So finally, when you think about the future of the Sandhills Coalition, what gives you the most hope?
What gives me hope is this community. Every day I see people choosing to care for their neighbors. I see volunteers giving their time, businesses investing in our work, churches stepping forward to serve, and individuals who have overcome difficult circumstances returning to help someone else.
Yes, I love that part.
That reminds me that community is stronger than crisis. The needs will continue to change, and we'll continue to adapt to meet them. But as long as people are willing to care for one another, I believe the future is incredibly bright, not just for the Sandhills Coalition, but for Moore County as a whole.
Yeah, I think you should have that as your tagline. Community is stronger than crises.
We also have care that hits close to home, which Bonnie helped us with. So hopefully people will see that all over town and they'll say, oh, it's a coalition.
That's how we're going to know. So new signs and everything, right?
Yes, we have new signs. So the website's up. We're having our signage installed tomorrow. We've been really lucky to work with a handful of local companies as well. So Sandhills Signs did our signs. Cardinal Apparel did brand new T-shirts for us. That you'll see, hopefully, again, you see them all over town. We had branding photos taken by Lumen. I apologize if I'm wrong for that. Those are on our website and on our social media. So really trying to build those community connections as well so that we are supporting the people who support us.
Right. So social media too. How do we look you up on social media?
We are on Facebook as, I think ours is that long name, the Sandhills Moore Coalition for Human Care.
Yes.
Our resale campus also has their own social media, and that is just Coalition Resale.
Okay. Does it tell us like when there's sales and what's going on?
I have been running the social media since 1 June. I'm a person who wears many hats at this point.
Yeah, it looks like.
That is how nonprofit works. Everyone does a little bit more than they thought they were going to do. So our social media is where you will find events on sales. It'll also just show you what we're doing. It showcases what the volunteers are doing and how you can get involved locally.
Exciting, yeah.
Also acknowledging our community partners like Friend to Friend who did the diapers for us, or Bronson Memorial who held a food drive with their Vacation Bible School students.
Okay.
It's really important for us to engage with that younger generation of volunteer.
Right.
Because how do we do another 40 years if we're not getting my age or my kids? Or
buy-in from everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Amanda, I know you have an exciting annual fundraiser that is soon to go live. Tell us a little bit about that.
You're right, Rose. At the end of October, we have our annual Shag Dance.
Shag dance.
Which is another thing I didn't know existed until I was about 6 months into the job.
Yeah.
But it is an incredible event that we hold at the Fair Barn. This year, it's happening on the 30th of October.
All right.
There is a Halloween theme, but costumes are not mandatory.
Okay.
Tickets for that will go on sale August 3rd with information available on our website. Again, that's
Right.
sandhillscoalition.org. And every dollar raised at that event directly funds coalition programs.
Nice. And I know last year it was a big success.
It was a sold out event. It sells out quickly. So if you are interested in tickets, I would recommend getting them quickly. There's also sponsorship opportunities for local businesses.
Yeah.
Again, that will all be available on the website.
All right. Check out that website, guys. Okay, Amanda, you've made it to everyone's favorite part of the show. No overthinking, just answer the first answer that comes to mind. And I did a little bit you and then a little bit coalition. Okay, you ready? This is just Amanda's. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Definitely coffee.
Definitely coffee.
Early bird or night owl?
I am an early bird.
Are you? Favorite place in Moore County?
I love Broad Street and Southern Pines.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
One word your family would use to describe you?
I really had to consider this, and I think steadfast.
Steadfast. Okay, that's a good one. So what do you enjoy doing when you're not working? Or are you always working?
I am always working lately, but it's a good problem to have. But I do enjoy traveling.
You like traveling.
I do.
Yeah. So is that one of the things in the military that you loved, is being able to travel?
Absolutely. It feels a little bit like it was a different life.
Yes,
we
it
talk about
does.
this with our kids, where I have, 3 boys that I don't want to take to the grocery store.
Yeah.
But at one point, Cody and I took like a 3-week trip to Vietnam and just backpacked these kids. And that just feels like something I can't mentally wrap my head around anymore.
So no to the grocery store, but yes, let's go on
a
hiking
plane,
trip to
or we just came back from Maine, and a 16-hour road trip with these kids feels okay, but I'm not taking them to Target. I'm not doing it.
I actually don't blame you on that one.
Yeah.
So now about the coalition. One word that describes the Sandhills Coalition.
I think community.
Community. That's perfect. What's the most misunderstood thing about the coalition?
That we are just the resale shops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One item you're always hoping people will donate.
Shelf-stable milk.
Really?
Yeah. Kids need it for the breakfast cereal or oatmeal or things like
Oh,
this.
so I would have never even thought of that, Amanda.
I didn't consider it either until last year when we had the SNAP cuts. We had so many people who were interested in supporting, and we talked about this and what do kids need? What
Right.
do a child who's responsible for making his breakfast or lunch at home because mom or dad is working, what do they
Right.
need? Well, we can donate cereal, but if you don't have milk, what do you do with it? So
Yeah.
shelf-stable milk.
Shelf-stable milk. Okay. Finish this sentence. Community is
Neighbors helping neighbors.
neighbors helping neighbors. If the Sandhills Coalition had its own theme song, what would the title be?
Better together.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay. I write a jingle for every guest on the show. For you, I wrote a jingle for the coalition.
Hope is growing one heart at a time. Neighbors lifting neighbors high. When life knocks you off your track, the Sandhills Coalition has your back.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful.
Thank you. You can use it. You can put it on your social media.
Perfect.
I don't-
I'll make it our ringtone.
Oh, yeah. And you probably know how to do that, right? I would have no idea.
I'll figure it out.
Amanda, thank you so much for joining me today. Organizations like the Sandhill Coalition reminds us that a strong community isn't built by one person. It's built when neighbors care for neighbors, like you say. Churches come together, businesses step up, volunteers give their time, and people decide to make a difference. I want you, my guest out there listening, to decide to make a difference. If today's conversation inspired you, there are so many ways you can help. You can volunteer, or if you don't have time to volunteer, you can just make a financial donation,
Or a donation of stuff.
a donation of stuff, or become a community partner. Maybe the most important thing you can do is simply tell someone about the resources that are available. Sometimes hope begins with a conversation. To learn more about the Sandhills Coalition, volunteer, donate, or become a community partner, visit sandhillscoalition.org. You can also follow them on social media to stay up to date on upcoming events, volunteer opportunities, and ways you can make a difference right here in Moore County. Thank you, Amanda, for the incredible work you and your team do every day. It has truly been a pleasure having you on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Before we go, I'd like to leave our listeners with one final thought. Amanda, what would you like everyone listening today to take away from our conversation?
I hope people leave this conversation remembering that community isn't something we have. It's something we build.
Oh, that's so important.
Every day there are neighbors in Moore County facing challenges most of us never see. The good news is that none of us have to solve those challenges alone. Whether you give, volunteer, donate, or simply tell someone about the resources available,
Yes.
you become a part of the solution. Community is showing up. It's caring for one another. It's recognizing that when one neighbor is stronger, our entire community is stronger.
That's right.
If
Absolutely.
everyone listens, walks away believing that they have a role to play, then we've accomplished exactly what we hope to do.
Thank you, Amanda. Those are very good closing words for us. And I want you guys to show up. How can you help? I know there's something you can do. Thank you to all of you for listening and for being part of the Imagine More podcast family. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Leaving a review and sharing this episode with a friend helps us introduce more people to the incredible individuals and organizations making a difference throughout Moore County. Imagine a community where no family has to face a difficult season alone. Imagine what we can accomplish when neighbors continue lifting one another higher. And as always, keep imagining more.
Imagine more stories that soar, business, life, and so much